There are things that no one teaches, but that every woman should know before the first kiss. Especially after 60, when the body changes, the skin becomes more sensitive, and the intimate health requires even more attention. A delicate but necessary question arises. Do you really know if you are taking care of your intimate region after sex? Most people don't know. And the worst part, many well-intentioned women are doing exactly the opposite of what they should, believing that they are protecting themselves, when in fact they are opening the doors to silent infections that accumulate over time. And why does no one talk about this clearly? Why is there still a taboo around sexuality and maturity, as if pleasure and self-care had a validity deadline? Spoiler alert, it doesn't. What has a deadline, and is very short, is your body's patience with repeated mistakes. Candidiasis, urinary infection, itchiness, allergies. All of this can start with an innocent habit, like using that perfumed soap, or scrubbing everything in the bathroom, thinking you're doing a great job with hygiene. That's right, my friend. Sometimes what looks too clean is actually cleaning up to what it shouldn't. But what if I told you that small changes are enough, as simple as peeing at the right time, or changing that aromatic gel for something neutral, to completely transform your intimate health? That's not theory. It's practical for those who understand. The good news? It's never too late to learn. And what you'll discover here can not only avoid future problems, but also improve the quality of your life, your pleasure, and your confidence. Get ready. In the next few minutes, you'll learn what experienced gynecologists would like all women to know, especially after a sexual relationship. Just be careful. After you know all this, you won't be able to pretend you didn't know. Few people talk about it with the seriousness they deserve. But the truth is that intimate care after a sexual relationship can be the dividing line between a healthy life and a routine full of discomfort and medical consultations. Professionals in the area of gynecology say clearly that the post-relationship moment is a critical window for infection prevention, such as candidiasis, urinary infection, and even vaginosis. Why? During the act, it is common for bacteria to enter the female urethra and vagina. And without proper intimate hygiene, these unwanted visits can cause damage. It's like leaving the door of the house open after a crowded event. You can't tell who's left behind. Intimate health is not just about what you wear during the day. It's about how you take care of yourself after intimacy. When there is no attention to this moment, the vaginal flora can go into imbalance. This microscopic ecosystem is powerful, but also sensitive. Imagine a natural forest. If you throw chemical products in it, the damage is certain. The same logic applies here. And that's why you can't just leave this care for later, or whenever you have time. A practical example. Do you know that feeling of itching or burning that appears 1 or 2 days after sex? Often it could have been avoided with careful external hygiene and the right choice of products. Changing the soap perfumed by the neutral soap with glycerin is already a simple step that makes all the difference. And we're not talking about freshness, but prevention of real infections that take away sleep and affect even self-esteem. Preventing is much less expensive in every way. What many women still don't realize is that when they neglect this moment of care, they are opening the way for a series of imbalances, and they don't send a message before they arrive. Intimate allergy, for example, can be silent at first and then turn into a nightmare. So knowing what to do immediately after sex is a type of knowledge that every woman deserves to carry with her. And since we're talking about knowing what to do, there's a simple, practical, and essential step that comes right after this, and that many people still ignore. If there's a habit that seems silly but that makes a huge difference in intimate health, It's peeing right after sex. Simple as that. Finished, go to the bathroom. The reason for this, the female urethra, is short, almost like a straight track to the bladder, and during sex, bacteria can be pushed in that direction. Urinating right after helps to expel these invaders before they settle in and cause that dreaded urinary infection. And look, anyone who has ever been through this knows how much it burns, bothers, and gets in the way. It's like the act of urinating was a kind of lightning strike in the urinary system. When done right after sexual intercourse, it clears the path, drastically reducing the chance of infections. It's quick, it doesn't cost anything, and it protects a lot. If it becomes a routine, the body is grateful in silence. After all, maintaining intimate health doesn't have to be complicated. You just have to learn to listen to what it asks. And here's a practical example. Imagine that you're in a hotel, away from home, without all your usual hand care. Still, peeing after sex can be your immediate shield. Even without neutral soap or glycerin nearby, this attitude is already an effective first step in preventing infections. And if you want to take another step, always carry a handkerchief with no perfume in your bag. A hand on the wheel to maintain intimate hygiene in unexpected situations. As incredible as it may seem, many women still think this habit is not relevant or simply forget it. But don't be fooled. This small attitude has medical support and is part of a health routine that goes far beyond aesthetics. It is a choice of self-care, of respect for the body itself. And if this simple action already helps so much, imagine what happens when combined with proper and conscious external hygiene. Many people still think that when it comes to intimate hygiene, the more foam and the more smell, the better. But this is far from the truth. Peeing after sex needs to be done carefully and only externally, between the lips and the perianal region. No exaggeration or wanting to scrub everything, as if it were a heavy cleaning. Delicacy here is a gesture of intelligence. Protect, without attacking. It's like taking care of a rare silk. The intimate female region does not need to be washed inside, much less with perfumed and aggressive products. The ideal: warm running water and a good neutral soap, based on glycerin. This cleans without altering the pH, without attacking the vaginal flora, and without leaving chemical residues that only get in the way. Less foam, more wisdom. This is how you really take care of yourself. A good example? After sex, when going to the bathroom, wash the vulva with gentle movements, using your fingers instead of sponges or cloths. Avoid soaps with dyes, glitter, floral essences, or any sensualizing promise. All this only serves to enchant the smell and irritate the most sensitive region of your body. When it comes to your intimate health, the simplest is always the most effective. And there's more. When you ignore this care and use what you shouldn't, the effects appear. Itchiness, redness, allergy. All this can come as a response to a poorly done bath or to the wrong product. And if you already understood that the external washing should be done with care, you will be surprised by what should never be done at all, even if it seems refreshing. That old idea that washing well inside is synonymous with cleanliness is completely outdated and dangerous. The vaginal shower, contrary to what many people think, is not an ally of intimate health. On the contrary, it destroys a very valuable protection, the vaginal flora. This invisible army of good bacteria is what regulates everything in there, keeping the environment balanced and resistant to invaders. When you eliminate this, you open the door to infections that don't always warn you before you arrive. It's like destroying the wall of a castle, thinking it's beautifying the landscape. The intention may even be good, but the result is chaos. The vaginal shower cleans too much and takes away what should be protecting. The female body is already intelligent by nature. The vagina is self-cleaning. And that's not just a beautiful phrase. It's a scientific fact. So when it comes to infection prevention, less is really more. Let's take a day-to-day example. Imagine a woman who, after a sexual intercourse, runs to the shower and does that internal washing with water and soap. It looks like a care, doesn't it? But this habit, repeated weekly or even daily, can be the origin of recurring episodes of candidiasis or vaginosis. Instead of preventing, she's causing a chemical imbalance that only the gynecologist will have to correct later. And this could be avoided with information. So it's worth the warning. If you have this habit, reevaluate it. Abandon the vaginal shower as someone who lets go of an old addiction. The secret is to trust your own body. Understanding that excess cleaning is, in fact, an aggression. And if that surprised you, wait until you discover the silent impact of certain harmless products that promise pleasure but can give you discomfort. It's easy to be enchanted by those colorful, smelly, sexy shop products with seductive names and unforgettable night promises. But what few people tell you is that behind all this glamour, there may be a serious risk to your intimate health. Creams with the aroma of wild strawberries, gels with glitter, and even lubricants with artificial flavor are a time bomb for those with sensitivity. The intimate region is delicate and has not been made to deal with so much chemistry. The result? Intimate allergy, itchiness, running, and a visit to the gynecologist. These products may seem harmless, but many contain irritating and preservative substances that detonate vaginal pH. Imagine applying a strong perfume to your eye. It would be absurd, right? Because that's more or less what happens when you use a perfume gel in the intimate region. The skin there is thin, highly vascularized, and very sensitive. No wonder the frequent use of items with smell or color can cause infections, discomfort, and even emotional traumas in the sexual relationship. Do you want a clear example? A couple decides to spice up the night and uses a lubricant with a chocolate aroma and a thermal sensation. The next day, the woman wakes up with burning and redness and does not suspect that the villain is there in the pot, cute, in the bathroom shelf. The truth is that when it comes to pleasure, it does not have to come at the cost of health. There are neutral, hypoallergenic, and safe options that keep well-being without compromising the moment. It is necessary more than ever to have a critical view of what goes into the body. The golden rule? If it has color, smell, or flavor, don't trust it. Intimate health thanks simplicity, and the body responds with balance and comfort. And if so far everything seems like an important warning, what you will discover now about the female anatomical structure can change your way of seeing these cares. There is a fact that few people know, but that completely changes the game when it comes to intimate health. The female urethra is about 5 times shorter than the male. This means that bacteria travel a much faster path to the bladder, making women naturally more vulnerable to urinary infection. It is not a matter of fragility, but of anatomy. And when the structure is more susceptible, care has to be proportionally greater. It's like protecting a house with a low fence. Any carelessness and the invaders come in. This anatomical detail explains why so many women suffer from recurrent infections, even though they maintain apparently healthy habits. Sometimes the problem is not lack of cleaning, but excess or misuse of products. Unbalanced vaginal flora, exposed urethra, ignored pee after sexual intercourse. All of this becomes a dangerous combo. That's where the role of knowledge comes in. Understanding the body is the first step to take care of it better. And look, This kind of teaching is not easily found in casual conversations. Do you want to see in practice how this connects with everyday life? A woman can use the best neutral soap, avoid the vaginal shower, pee after sex. But if she doesn't understand that her body is different and needs to be more vigilant, she may continue to suffer from the same infections. That's why going to the gynecologist regularly is more than a checkup. It's a strategic conversation, a care with intelligence. Intimate health cannot be treated as something generic. It is specific, personal, and full of nuances. So when you look at feminine anatomy carefully, everything makes more sense. Infection prevention is no longer a boring ritual and becomes a self-respecting act. It's like choosing to put premium fuel in a luxury car. It's not freshness, it's being careful with what you value. And now that you understand the backstage of the body, it's time to voice a topic that many avoid, but that every woman should know deeply. Now tell me, how many of these cares have you already applied to your day-to-day? And how many did you notice that were sabotaging you without you noticing? The truth is that intimate health has nothing to do with exaggeration or vanity. It has to do with awareness, with respect for your own body, with the daily choice of taking better care of yourself. And that, my friends, is worth gold. Maybe today you've discovered why certain infections always come back, even when it seems like you're doing everything right. Or maybe you've understood that not everything that is fragrant and colorful matches your intimacy. But the most important of all is, what are you going to do with this knowledge now? Are you going to ignore it? Or are you going to transform your routine and your health from today? If this content woke you up and made sense to you, write in the comments. Now I know how to take care of myself. But if you still have doubts or don't like it, comment. I still have questions, so I know I need to improve and go deeper into the next content. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to continue learning more about your body, your health, and your well-being with lightness and truth. Why do we say what needs to be said here? With affection, but without entanglement.